The characteristic of states is that they are sovereign. That means they decide for themselves what to do. In theory, all states are sovereign equals. Whether you're big, you're small, you're rich, you're poor, you are sovereign equals. But of course, the world is not like that, because big countries have more influence, big countries have more power. At the same time, even the smallest country is not without its own agency. Nations try to influence each other for a whole variety of reasons. They may think they are doing it in your own best interest. But of course, as in individuals, I would like myself as a sovereign country to decide what is in my best interest. And even to make my own mistakes, right? Because that's what it means to be independent, to be sovereign. In diplomacy, I should not force you to do something. I can try to persuade you. I can try to show you why I think what I would like you to do with me is in your interest as well as my interest. But once I said, Wally, you better do this, or else I'm going to beat you up and I'm larger, then we are beyond diplomacy. We see one example in Ukraine, Mr. Putin, and a considerable number of Russians agree with Mr. Putin that Ukraine should not be an independent country. And Ukraine should be subordinate, at least, to Russia. And to impose that idea, what did he do? He invaded by military force in order to influence.
It was unprovoked.
The sound of missile strikes.
Bombers and attack aircraft.
A truly brutal attack.
Quite a number of Singaporeans, I find, do believe this line, the NATO expansion that forced Russia to invade. It's a powerful line because there is a small element of truth in it. Mr. Putin has long held the view, and he has written articles about this, saying that Ukraine is not a legitimate sovereign state. It should not exist independently. And I also know that maybe a week or so after the war started, President Zelensky of Ukraine publicly announced that he would not seek NATO membership, and he was willing to discuss the neutralization of Ukraine with Russia. But what happened? Nothing happened. The war continued. So obviously that was an excuse, not the real reason for Mr. Putin invading Ukraine. Just recently, right? China did its best to try to influence Mrs. Pelosi not to visit Taiwan. But China did by means of threats, by means of persuasion, by means of trying to coerce. Didn't work, but it is part of international relations. But again, people don't think about these things very much,